I'm Everett and this is my bathtub flower pot. So my objective was to create a flower pot shaped like a bathtub that would have an automatic watering system through a shower head via the side of the bathtub. Now this would function using soil moisture sensors in the soil in the flower pot that would send signals to a pump that would pump water. So designing and building, I made the design for the bathtub and the shower head on Onshape, which is an online CADing platform. And if you see here that some of these things are not quite whole, I'll explain that here. So in terms of printing out the parts, I had to slice some of them, like the bathtub, which is why you might see a line here. I had to slice those in half because it made it easier to print, because the print bed would be too small to print all of the parts whole, so that's why. And I also had to make a hole in the side of the pipe because there's no real way to actually put a pipe with water underneath here, because that would just be a lot harder and unconventional. So I actually made a hole in the side of the shower head here where a tube could run water through here. So the programming is pretty simple overall. This area right here, this is basically the code that tells the soil detector that if it detects any sort of moisture that's below a certain number, it's going to send a signal to the pump to pour water through the shower head.
Can you show us the sensor?
Yeah, it's in this little corner right here. It's this little thing, the blinking red light. So rethinking and stuff I would do better. The shower head I initially designed in Onshape was too big, and we actually ended up with this extra part that we didn't use. So we ended up taking the two remaining pieces and we sanded them down so they would connect a little better, although we did use some tape to just make the connection a little smoother. So I would probably maybe make sure in Onshape that I connect the shower head and the bathtub just to make sure it's proportioned correctly. And also, the shower head base in the side here doesn't support itself just by being glued to the side. So we actually drilled a hole in the side and then attached the shower head through there. So, as a demo, normally the soil detector would just send a signal when the soil gets too dry, but for demonstrating, I'm just going to pull the soil detector out so it doesn't detect anything, which should send a signal to the shower head to pump water. And if I put it back, it stops. And that's it.
Okay. Can you design other kind of shower heads?
Yeah, you technically could do anything as long as there's some sort of area where a tube like this could go through the top and then have water exit.
Okay. And then what hardware are you using?
Oh, this is all coded on Arduino.
Okay. Awesome. All right, let's give him a round of applause.